Alright, and we are back with more control. So, in the last episode, we just went through the Black Rock Quarry. And now we're going to report to Marshall here. And set up, I believe we're going to set up the massive HRA.
Had to take a detour into the quarry, but I found plenty. Here.
We will start HRA production immediately. I promised I'd tell you about Dylan once you helped us.
This is it.
So what do you got to say?
17 years I've waited.
Your brother is here. He was once known as Prime Candidate 6, codenamed P6. We brought him here after the ordinary event. He was groomed to be the future director. He had talents far beyond any other candidate in the program.
Of course he did. We found you together. We share a bond. Are you with him now? So you kidnapped him?
We took him in. Your parents vanished along with every other adult in Ordinary. Eventually, his power changed him. There were casualties. He wasn't fit to be the director.
Did you know about this? Is this why you didn't bring me here sooner? Were you keeping me away? Where is Dylan?
He's kept in the containment sector, in the Panopticon.
My brother. I thought we were the same. What if we are? I'm going. Now.
I expected as much. I need to go check on something. Something I cannot let the Hiss find. It shouldn't take long, but you must watch the Bureau while I'm gone. And remember, Dylan is dangerous. Do not let him out, Director Faden.
How do I make her stop calling me that? I'm not here for them. Nothing simple here. These people took my brother, but they've accepted me without question. Are they my enemies or my friends? I need to see Dylan. I need to know. I wish you could tell me what you know, explain things. Just stay with me, okay? I could use a friend right now.
My brother's keeper.
Collins, any word on survivors?
We've located numerous safe rooms with survivors inside. We're waiting on HRAs before we open them. Once we can safely bring them out, the survivors will be escorted here straight away.
Wonderful. Keep me updated.
Good to see you again.
You, tell me where my brother is. Where's this Panopticon?
Jesse, when you were down in research, did you run into a Dr. Rhea Underhill?
I didn't. Who is she?
She is a colleague of mine. A researcher studying a kind of extra-dimensional mold growing below research.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
No one does. Look, I haven't heard from Rhea since the Hiss arrived. Would you mind having a look around for her next time you're in research?
Of course.
Thanks, Jesse. Now, what's on your mind?
Tell me about the Black Rock.
What's the plan for all that Black Rock?
The Bureau has used Blackrock almost exclusively for containment purposes. See, I say, branch out. Instead of boxes, helmets. Instead of blast shields, knives.
Knives?
Yes, knives! So many combat applications. Slicing, stabbing, gouging. Sorry. I've been trying to get Darling to explore combat applications for years. I got a little excited.
Wow. I did not expect that from her.
Arish.
This place is looking good. Arish is making real progress around here.
right? This place is a fortress. With him taking care of operations here, I can spend more time analyzing the hiss. I've been attempting to isolate and neutralize the hiss resonance in blood samples, but no luck so far.
So you can't reverse it.
Not yet, but perhaps reversing it is too simple. See, if hiss resonance can rewrite human genetics, then perhaps it's a question of rewriting the hiss resonance. In theory, that could pave the way for custom human genetic alteration.
I wonder how often the phrase mad scientist is used around here.
That's a legit question.
How is HRA production coming along?
Better than expected. We've already made enough to get people out of a couple safe rooms. They're here, alive, thanks to you. And we never would have lasted this long if you hadn't walked in those doors.
You deserve thanks too, of course. We got this place up and running together, Emily.
Alright, let's get out of here.
I should be going. Enjoy your data.
Oh, I will.
Alright, so nothing new in here.
Lots to do.
Let's recycle some of these quick. So that's 14%. Get rid of that 11. So, after we get through this, where are we going next? I think that's everything there. Missions.
Sense. The pattern shifts.
Looks like we got some new ability points. All right. So, down here, I think we have a couple missions in Ritual we can do. Eliminate key hiss targets. Well, I was just looking into the mission. You guys didn't need to kill me outright, so I guess we failed that one. Let's just go and find Dr. Underhill. So she's below under central research. The Synchronicity lab. Anything new going on in here? Synchronicity experiments. As a test, television sets were placed in a variety of locations around the world inside identically decorated. The hypothesis was that by identically altering the decor of every room, and then changing the channel in every room but one, that the single differing television would spontaneously align with the incoming frequency to match its synchronized counterparts. The experiment seemed like a failure until it was observed that the agent responsible for arranging and monitoring these rooms were all experiencing the same emotional turmoil as one clinically depressed member of the team, himself being located in the eastern part of Redacted. Psychological experimentation of the agents provided the correlation. Interestingly, the phenomenon of synchronicity did occur, but not in the way predicted. Interesting. So that's actually a very interesting concept, which I think was also done with, where the idea was accompanied with monkeys on certain islands. Or if you teach monkeys on one island how to use a certain tool, then monkeys on the other island would just learn how to use it without any other input. Right, we gotta do a better job of paying attention to what we're doing. Come on. Pay attention to what you're doing. Well, let's just ignore that for right now if we can, because I am not getting anywhere anytime soon. Where's this elevator go? I don't know why I'm having such a struggle with the combat today. Thank you for the file, it was very helpful. We've re-archived it with BlackRock research in case you need to refer to them again. Yes, the video shirts are always interesting. I expect my availability for those to decrease in the future, however, as my analysis of this newly discovered BlackRock variant is reaching a critical point. I hope you'll be able to attend them still. Darling seems to be under a lot of pressure lately, and I'm sure he would appreciate any support you can provide. Regarding the analysis you provided, I do not have any questions. Thank you for your exemplary delivery. Okay. Rituals. Obsessive compulsive disorder, hoarding, anxiety disorders. While certain manifestations of these conditions are simply the result of mental illness, sometimes the individuals are simply performing redacted called rituals. The redacted of rituals can vary. Numerology, dream logic, portraiture, verbal formulae, repetitive action, and casual tethering are just some of the procedures involved. Some rituals are consistent, such as pulling the light switch cord 3 times to enter the motel, but some are erratic. While most people engage in minor rituals every day, the vast majority do not understand the importance behind their actions. Avoiding desire, amassing luck, or simply locating a lost key are the results of daily rituals. Individuals who recognize the deeper meaning behind these compulsive actions are inherently aware of the paranatural world, and when located, should be considered for employment at the Bureau. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Let's head back. Well, so I need to get deeper, right? So this is where the HRAs were.
They strike me as instinctual, less conscious.
Because I remember there was an area down here I didn't explore yet. Right? I'm guessing this is the fungus we were talking about. I already got that. So there's that way, or don't know if we want to go down that shaft just yet. Come on. Ugh. I am way too rusty. It took so much longer than it needed to. Where are you? Seriously. Threshold utility. Thresholds have always been a source of great inspiration and great challenge. When a new threshold manifests in the old house by redacted, We never know what new discoveries it will provide to the Bureau, but we must always seize these opportunities. This report will examine the process of distinguishing recent threshold effects based on their paranatural abilities. The quarry brought black rock, one of our most invaluable discoveries, but if the mold has any significant scientific value, it has been difficult to define due to the length we must go to in fighting back the particularly prolific plant. These are very distinct cases and worth comparing as their studies offers vastly different dangers and rewards. Alright. Well, that was a pain in the ass, but what's this way? Already been it? Oh, this is the other side of the cafeteria. Right? Yes. Alright, so that means I have to go down this shaft. First, let's go down this staircase. Let's see what we find here. What did that do? Nothing. Song questionnaire. Answer questions within 2 minutes of listening. Did the song elect any particular memories? If so, elaborate. Did you at any point feel a strong emotion? Okay. Nice song. Doesn't seem to do anything in here, so let's go jump down the shaft. It seems like they just have random labs everywhere, which I guess is a result of the building just shifting around. Ooh, nope, 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 nope. Not really sure what I was expecting jumping down like that, but you know, that's my own fault. Yes, let's jump down the smart way. It may be slower, but I guess it won't break my ankles. Looks like this used to be a restroom of some sort. That has an elevator in the middle of it. Interesting design choices. This place looks absolutely horrible. But I love the design. You guys good, guys?
Careful in there, ma'am. Area's under quarantine.
I wouldn't go in there without talking to Underhill first.
Even if you have, I still wouldn't go in.
Excuse me? Are you lost?
No, I'm your boss. Underhill checking in. Hello, Rhea. How's it going down there? Enjoying the mold so far? Settling back into the life of the old FBC? I also wanted to ask how your coffee with Emily went. She's a star on the rise. Incredibly bright, extremely intuitive. What would I hear that you thought of her? I think that you two could be very good on a project together. Could learn a lot from each other. Let's get together and chat about it soon. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. I'm sure you can think of anything besides the mold right now. Interesting. We'll go that way in a bit. Dollar's recently penned essay entitled contains some glaring omissions that I feel must shine a light on. Firstly, the entire premise of the essay is that the quarry threshold is beneficial to the Bureau, while the mold is actively hostile, to use his words. We cannot determine the worth of these dimensions and their life forms using bureaucratic definitions. Secondly, the mold is much more beneficial than some rock. If the created the mold, there were if the redacted creating the mold were reconfigured in their purpose, the structures they could build would rival the greatest skyscrapers. The mold's resistance to various strains of disease have attempted to introduce could be derived into. Yes, admittedly, this application is more difficult than picking up a rock and gluing it to a wall, but I pause to wonder when the Bureau lost its eagerness for a challenge. Interdepartment struggles. The mold threshold. If you want to know how my mold research is going on, Casper, here it is. Microscopic organisms, similar appearance to, construct the architecture of the mold. I do not understand if these are original disseminators of the mold or a bidden of some fungal infection. The mold is the most prolific and durable organism I've ever seen. I theorize there is a mold source located somewhere on our side of the threshold, rooted here to accelerate growth in our dimension. I refer to this yet unknown source as Mold 1. The mold produces an enticing aroma to encourage human consumption of itself. It propagates through the chest cavity and quickly subsumes the entire body. Shit. Ceasing control of major functions. This behavior is not yet observed when I first arrived, which means the mold has adapted to our presence, targeting our biological imperatives as a way to spread. It is truly ingenious little thing. So there's gonna be some mold possessed people down there, eh? Underhill.
Do you normally barge into people's private workspaces?
She clearly doesn't know who she's talking to.
Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
Why? Because of those hiss things the Rangers keep going on about. Haven't you people sorted that out yet? The situation down here could spell doom for the Bureau.
You mean this mold?
Correct. Perhaps you could help me. I require samples of various mold strains, and the mold has made the environment far too dangerous for me to fetch them myself.
Really? Mold samples? I thought this could spell doom.
It could, and it will, whoever you are. The mold is spreading. We need to find the source before it spreads too far.
And these samples will do that?
No. Samples of 5 unique strains, when blended properly, will allow you to travel deeper into the pit where I've pinpointed the approximate location of the source of the mold.
Okay. So what do these samples look like?
Similar to the one on my table there. I've made a list of the samples I need. Here. You'll find them throughout the threshold.
I'll take a look. My name's Jessie, by the way.
I'm sure it is.
Have you worked at the FBC very long?
Not long enough to understand their inane methodology. They want me to solve the mold, but how is one to solve anything when the basic molecular structure of this fungus is an utter enigma?
Oh, sorry, are you asking me?
It's rhetorical. The Bureau wants to control, not comprehend. But to answer your question, I'm a seasoned threshold researcher that's been brought in on a provisional basis to resolve this matter.
That's all you had to say.
What have you learned about the mold?
Firstly, the term mold is a gross oversimplification used only to ease communication. That said, the mold itself appears to be the product of complex microorganisms. They spin the mold, building structures like minuscule cities, swiftly colonizing our dimension, and the speed of these tiny engineers relative to their size is simply staggering.
So it grows fast.
If you're not going to listen, then why did you ask?
So the mold is coming in from... where?
We don't have a name for the threshold dimension. The origin point has been identified, but the density of the fungus makes it impossible to enter. Even if we could, I speculate that we would only find a reality entirely subsumed by the fungus. Total decomposition.
It's weird how excited she is, right?
Passionate.
What do you know about the hiss?
How could I know anything about an entity I've only just learned of? This is exactly the Bureau's problem. My work is always interrupted by these superfluous matters.
Calm down. Just keep your HRA on and I'm sure you'll be fine.
This crude thing. I thought it was Darling's idea of a practical joke.
Not quite. Just keep your head down while I handle the hiss. I need to get going.
Try not to transport any spores outside the infected areas.
Okay.
I
Are we
hate guard
finished
duty down here. This place is fucking weird.
So... Type E grows near toilets. Was someone pulled down that toilet by the mold? Interesting. I guess this place isn't gonna do. They want me to go further in, aren't they?
Be careful down there. We don't want to have to come save you. Seriously.
What? No. Not that. Do try to survive out there.
I'll try.
It smells so sweet down here. Suddenly I'm really hungry. I wonder how this mold tastes.
I wasn't expecting that. Pink Flamingo supplement. Agents notice a transient commonly found outside the entrance of the Bureau headquarters would carry an item and loudly claim to be responsible for lack of inclement weather. The frequency of these claims interact with personal interests of Dr. Darling. These interviews disguised as casual conversations. The transient reported that the item gives me clouds when it's hot and sun when it's not. The event of note occurred during a heavy downpour when a vagrant was witnessed performing a possible ritual with the item. Doctor reported a wait of seconds before the rain stopped. The vagrant was seized the next day after he was found to possess and was released. The item remains in the Bureau custody under suspicion of altered status. Okay. So there's a flamingo that changes the weather. Okay, how do I get out of this pit? Can you get out of my way? Thank you. Much appreciated.
Are those people?
Interesting. Ah, shit. We're back all the way up here. That is unfortunate. Now I have to jump all the way back down here. There's no control point down here, is there? What does that do? Does that make this work? Ooh. That's convenient. That's much more convenient.
Did the trick. Has Underhill tried bleach?
Of course. And I'm back here. Oh, is it actually dead? Beauty. But I think I need a break, because I've been staring at this screen for far too long. I'm clearly in no position to take on some fungus like this. There can't be a control point down here, could there? That would make life too easy. But we'll leave it there and continue on into mold in the next episode.